Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring that little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. And we have a new episode of Star Wars Andor, quite actually called Andor. Nothing freaking happens, right? I get it. This is a street level Star Wars show, but it's not a very interesting street. Let's be frank. This is we have another episode where we get the trope of somebody traveling on public transport for a bit. It's boring, right? It's boring. This show is a boring show about filing clerks in the Empire. And who gives a shit, right? Who gives a shit about any of this stuff? There's essentially the main character, Andor, goes on one plot point this episode, right? 45 minutes and gets to one thing happens. Like, one thing happens, and that's it. I watched Game of Thrones, House of Dragon the same day. More happened in the first 10 minutes of that show than the entirety of this boring piece of dreck. What a waste. The production design, gorgeous. Fits seamlessly into the Star Wars universe. I think it's cast beautifully. I love everybody in this. Everybody in this is good, and they deserve better than this, quite frankly. It's shockingly bad. It's shockingly poor. But, you can understand when you see how insanely politically motivated the people making it are. I mean, they're just like they're completely bonkers. That's really the bottom line. They are completely and truly bonkers. We have Mon Mothra in this being interviewed and being introduced. And I read somewhere the director sees her as a Nancy Pelosi figure. I mean, really? Nancy Pelosi was just booed off stage by at a Democrat convention, wasn't she? I mean, is Nancy Pelosi the most hated person in politics? If you follow her stock picks, she's better than Warren Buffett. Of course, that's not insider trading, but I don't see anything virtuous about Nancy Pelosi, no matter where your politics are. She's clearly lining her own pockets with insider information and a horrible liar, right? And again, I know we live in divisive political times, but like, really? Nancy Pelosi? Are you out of your bloody mind? I don't understand. I do not understand at all. But, there you go. We live in strange times. So because of that, we just have boring Star Wars, right? Remember Jedis and the Sith and bounty hunters, all those cool stuff? Yeah, none of that. No, we are just in the crushingly dull side. Again, there's 10 minutes of this about a guy getting on a bus. Again, episode 2 was Kellen Skarsgård on a bus with the bloke who played Parker in the Thunderbirds movie, which I actually quite like, funnily enough. Okay, but like this is not interesting, and when I'm looking at this, it costs the same amount of money to composite a shot with nothing happening in it, if you with something happening in it. So I don't understand the thought process. So maybe, they notice that people don't like the divisive, platforming nonsense that they've been putting out, given that no one's freaking watching it, right? Marvel is doing terribly. Marvel is just imploding. They just begged Hugh Jackman to come back because they can't sell any nobody wants to watch their garbage, right? I have a feeling the same thing's happening with Star Wars, right? So I think they're trying their best not to be politically divisive here and failing. But when you take that away from them, it's the only thing that goes on in their heads. It really is. It's literally the only thing that goes on in their heads. I have neighbours. Which I really genuinely like, right? I really genuinely like. I think they're really genuinely good people. I live in Samaria, which is in Israel, and a pretty right-wing place. There's probably only one big Biden supporter here, right? Given that they don't like Jews much, but anyway, so and they know that I think their news is bull crap, and I think they've been duped about everything, right? And things have not gone so well for their point of view. But and they think the same thing about me. They think the stuff I believe is insane too, which is fine, right? Which is fine. I'm really careful not to talk to them about politics because it's like punching down right now. I mean, really, what do you think's going well, right? What do you think's going well? The economy, world peace. Immigration, education, crime. What do you think's going well? In about nothing. And it's like everything the Democrats have touched has turned to an absolute disaster. So I want to be sensitive to them. I don't want to talk to them about politics because, as I said, is punching down somewhat, but they always talk to me about it, right? They always talk to me about it. Like, they need me to validate. I don't understand. But the point is, it's the only thing that goes on inside their heads, right? It's the only... What I think happened is populism. Trump and Brexit broke them, right? Because it essentially disproved their entire worldview of this expert class that knows best and we should listen to them. No, they're massive failures, right? They're massive and complete failures. So once you take out the ability to talk about that, because then, nobody's watching when you do that, then they got nothing, absolutely nothing, and that's what this show is, absolutely nothing. Fine, before we get into it, share. I mean, look, honestly, this introduction had more in it than the actual episode, right? I kid you not. Fine, share, subscribe, comment, all those things are very, very good things. Thank you very much. Especially subscribe. That really, really, really helps me. Sign up my Substack, my email newsletter, I said now so people can find my content in the event I am banned from YouTube, which I am amazed hasn't happened yet, but it did happen for a week or so. In the event I'm banned from YouTube, then you'll be able to find me there on Rumble, and that's basically a good way of connecting with me. So if you can sign up for that, it's free, okay? It's free. There's a paid one you can sign up for too. I'm not going to... What am I giving out on that? Nothing. I've been terrible, right? I really got sent out something. I'm so embarrassed. But yeah, share, subscribe, comment, all those things are very, very, very good. Fine. Let me hand over to me from last night when I went over this turgid non-event of an episode. Again, I can't believe this is Star Wars. This is what Star Wars is today? Boring off crap like this? Yes, this is Star Wars today. So let me hand over to me from last night. This is awful. Don't think Star Wars. This isn't. Firstly, it's not Star Wars when you got these gay kiddie versions of Star Wars things like that. Some of them are real. Some of them are whoa, look, and they're all kind of these weird baby version. It's strange, and they're they want to mix their shit in the middle. Oh, we're legitimate. No, you're not. Go away. And okay. Now piss off. And I like the new Stormtrooper design, quite frankly. But I just hate Star Wars. And this it's got to have a bit of a rainbow lighting. And no, it's not Star Wars. There's nothing about this remotely Star Wars, right? At all, whatsoever. They have to put things like Star Wars at the beginning so you know what you look at. No, you don't. So I wonder how long this is going to take to review because it's so freaking boring, right? There's nothing happens. One plot point. Yeah, so check this out. I took the opening titles took so bloody long. I took screen grabs just as it was going along, and I bet I'm quicker than the actual title. Right, goes I don't know. It moves in slow bloody motion. Finally, okay, fine. They're in their spaceship. Okay, so last week you found out that Andor was on this survivor of a spaceship crash or something, or a primitive person living on a planet, and a spaceship crashed there, and then a salvaged person came and rescued him, right? Essentially, and became their mother. Then years later, they were living on this scuzzy planet, and he's looking for his sister, and he ends up killing a couple of security guards. So the security guard company comes looking for him. They want to arrest him. But at the same time, Skeleton Skarsgård wants to get in touch with him because he's selling this MacGuffin thing to... is it that has been dropped in 3-episode chunks as Colin Archer? I hope not. I can't. I did one episode. They died of boredom. Oh, so boring. Anyway, he's been recruited by Skeleton Skarsgård to do a job with the rebellion. They left behind the box, the MacGuffin box, and he's left his mother. He's on the run because he killed the guard while looking for his sister in a brothel on his planet. Okay, that's basically it. There's Skeleton Skarsgård, and they just have this long conversation really about nothing. Look, the production design, awesome. It feels very in-universe, right? He feels wealthy, right? Everything feels kind of clean. He's supposed to be a wealthy character, so they give him, he says, bandage your arm. And he says, look, I'm going to pay you 200,000 credits to do this job. He's like, well, I guess okay then. Meanwhile, over on Coruscant, not on the interesting part of Coruscant, no, we don't do that. No, we go to the boring bit where it's raining and the Imperial Security Bureau. Not the most interesting part of the Empire. They sit around in very white offices having dull discussions about quotas and shit. I mean, I kid you not, it's not scary at all, right? And we got this woman who's like kind of uptight and like ready to kick ass. And I like the design. Again, I like the whiteness of it. I do. The design is very cool. And it does kind of feel aesthetically nearly pre-Star Wars, right? Especially this one guy speaking. This is a great actor, by the way. The thing is cast beautifully, right? It was very English. And yeah, look at this dude. This is, hi, I'm completely in the right time frame. Look at me. This is the kind of troglodyte that would exist in 1977. But yeah, so anyway, over on Aldhani, they land and said, okay, we got to meet the your person you're going to be working with. You're basically going to go and work with this person and do this job, fly for them. And they're not going to want you there, and they're going to be pissed off, right? So he shaves his beard. They see him coming. Said, look, okay, let me go talk to them first. Take this crystal. It's kind of like Jedi-ish crystal thing. It's worth 50,000 credits as a down payment, but I want it back. I want it back when you pay me. So there you go. Fine, you took that. And she's Girl Boss. Hi, I'm Girl Boss. I'm angry Girl Boss. Who's this guy? Meanwhile, I was in the ship. Said, maybe I'll steal it. And the computer's like, can I help you, Captain Andor? And he's like, I guess I'm not stealing it then. I don't want to take him. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, Girl Boss. He's like, I better go and see what's doing with her. And out he goes. Meanwhile, the security guards last week are fucked up. This bloke from the Super White office has come back and it comes to say, you've all fucked up. We're all going to be fired, essentially. And here's the thing. The crushing, annoying thing is like, there they go, zoom in. This guy over here, the guy in the middle, enhance. Where'd he go? Hang on. I've got to zoom out and find out where he is. There you go. Let's see if I can zoom into him again. There we go. This way. This dude, right? He said, don't do anything. These security guards that got killed, it's because they're hassling this guy and they're trying to shake him down and he ended up killing them, right? They picked the wrong person. And this guy's just like, I'm just super obsessed about it. Yeah, I'm going to do it, yes. And this guy's like, oh, yes, we're all MAGA people. That's what they're representing. We're evil MAGA people. No, not evil MAGA. Yes, they are. So they're all fired, right? Essentially, and he's like, "You're just a fuck up," and yes, you are, right? Yes, you are. So he's off. It's over a day's walk to where they're going. Nothing fucking happens. Okay, now this is it. This is what happens this episode. He goes from A to B. That's literally it. He's the flyer for their job. They're not going to want him. They're going to steal all the credits from the Imperial sector or some who gives a shit. Meanwhile, a TIE fighter comes over. They go and hide, and they says, "Okay, they're not coming out for a day." So she wants the records of the MacGuffin box they recovered from the other bloke. He's like, "No, I'm not. You have to go and ask him for it. Well, that was even a big deal, right?" So meanwhile, he's on his way to Coruscant or whatever, and he puts on his like persona of longer hair and whatever, and they arrive at their sheep farm shit or whatever. So he wants she wants to, the report is like, no, it's my sector, fuck off, essentially. They're walking, and then they finally get to camp. They meet the guy who's supposed to be on the lookout, but he's already asleep. Bye. Okay, fine. And they're a nicely diverse group of people, as is everybody in the Federation, in the Star Wars universe. They're as diverse. Hi, I'm Indian. Yes, very impressive. I'm black. Yes, look at us. We don't care. I'm white. Yay. So here we have another classic Cassian Andor scene of using public transportation. Very slowly, a spaceship arrives, right? And a guy walks out with two bags. He gets on a train, and it's a fuck-up boat. And he goes, and I cut a bunch out because nothing happens. He goes to his mother. His mother slaps him, then hugs him, said, "Yay, you're home." Why do we have that in there? Who the fuck cares? So they're treating his wound. They're like saying, well, this is going to look suspicious. We don't like this. And they're all pissed off. Who is he? Meanwhile, a rich lady comes over to the Skeleton Car Guard's place, which is a museum. Hi, we're buying art because we're very rich and powerful. Yay, nothing's changed for us. And it's like, that's his new driver. I said, well, I have a few things repaired. We have this big dildo for you. Would you like that for your husband? Yeah, maybe. He says, well, we'd like to look around. I said, no, not really. I can't afford anything. Don't bother. Hey, look around anyway. Anyway, so she takes from the back, and there's some setting up of the revolution, or the rebellion is going on. He's like, well, can you still give them money? He says, yes, but I can't move their things around as easily as anymore. And yet, look, accountancy, it's also fucking boring. Oh, it's just boring, right? And that I get, and so he gives her this thing and says, "Give that to your husband; he'll like it." And off they go on their Star Wars car. Whoosh! Off they go. Meanwhile, Cassian Andor meets their contact, who I thought was the guy in the white costume, but he isn't. He just looks like him. So irritating, right? I mean, they have the same haircut. I mean, for God's sake. So it's not him. He's their or it might be him. Who the hell knows? He's their contact. He says, you got to do this day. He's really undercover for the rebellion. Meanwhile, she comes home and he's making her husband making a dinner party. And he's like, yeah, I like these people, even though they try to have you killed. You know, but they're fun and you're boring. And like, okay. And they don't like each other. They're going over the plan. They made models out of clay and shit. And he's like, oh, well, that's the plan then. That's what we're going to do. And we're going to be covered by a natural rainbow affecting, I don't know, event. And they'd be like, yay, pretty. Meanwhile, she's want to see a boss about getting the files. And he's like, yeah, no, he keeps it. And you keep yours, and everybody leave each other alone. You just get back to work. Don't worry about it. Everything's okay. Meanwhile, he's given all the stuff to learn, and learn it by tomorrow. That's it. It's over. Nothing fucking happened. It's like, it's crazy. He went from that. Okay, he went from, I don't know, where was that? Went from that to like. To that. And that's it. He landed the place and went over there. Nothing fucking happened. It's so boring. Why? There's just nothing in it that anybody will be interested in, especially if you happen to like Star Wars. I mean, there's no spirit of Star Wars in this whatsoever. It's just dreck. It really, genuinely is dreck. Hell, I mean, I understand. I mean, at least it's not woke yet, but I mean, like, it's just boring and pointless. Oh, boring and pointless isn't a good way to go through life. You know, that's what I would like to say to you. Boring and pointless is not a good way to go through life. Fine. My name's Tzvi Lebetkin, the rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.